What's up, my friends? It's Cole, it's Saturday, it's Paperboy, and we are going to talk about some things. So this week we're talking about what to do if someone approaches you and tells you that they believe you are mentally ill because you're transgender. Now this is a little bit of a vulnerable topic for me. I had to do a lot of self-work around this. I, for a very long time, strongly believed that something was wrong with me and that I was mentally ill for thinking the things that I thought, feeling the things that I felt, and my intense desire to be a guy. I now understand that it wasn't necessarily an intense desire to be a guy, but more an intense desire to be myself, and that there is nothing wrong with me. A lot of what I thought was wrong with me had to do with the symptoms that came out of being transgender, or I didn't word that right, but more the symptoms that came from not being seen as myself, I'll say. Such as the depression and the anxiety that I felt due to my dysphoria. So yeah, I did have some mental health issues, but they were symptoms of a greater thing that needed to be addressed. I think the stigma associated with mental health disorders is so negative. Because of that negative stigma, because of that negative stigma, it feels more like when people are telling you you're mentally ill, that they're telling you that something is wrong with you and that you are a lesser being because of it. And that's not the case. I'm transgender, and I know I've said this in other videos, but I am very capable of holding down a job. I have a successful and healthy relationship. I always get attacked when I sit outside. Oh God, I feel itchy now. All right, back to it. I talked about job, I talked about partnership. Oh, and I take care of 5 animals. That's a big deal. I also have nieces that I watch, and they always leave alive, so something's going right for me. In all seriousness, I'm sorry for cursing, but it's BS. Nothing is wrong with you because you're transgender. You are not mentally ill. And you know what? Even if you are mentally ill, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. You're perfect. And another piece of this is, let's say, just for the sake of an argument, that being transgender is a mental illness. Let's say that I am mentally ill because I'm transgender. I'm getting help for it. I have doctors who are giving me hormones and helping me feel more aligned with myself. And you know what? It's working. What a shock. I have a therapist who is also helping me work through all of my other issues. Well, maybe I shouldn't say all of my other issues, because then that does make it sound like I've got, you know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean. And I also have a spiritual healer who helps me with my energy. So I'm covered on all fronts, mind, body, and soul. So I am seeking help, and the help just happens to be making me more masculine, on the outside at least, and I'm totally cool with that. So thanks for the concern, folks, but I'm good. Now, how I would approach someone who's trying to talk to me about this is I'd probably just tell them the same thing, depending on level of comfort with that particular person, of course. More often than not, though, I would just try to shut down the conversation immediately, because I don't like to get riled up, and I always try to have those discussions or shut down moments. I try to make them as polite as possible, just because I always feel better walking away from a situation knowing that I dealt with it in a calm and adult manner rather than blowing up and causing an argument. In my opinion, I feel like that kind of feeds their case a little bit, and that's not the intention. I want them to know that their concern is unwarranted, and I will not stand to listen to it, especially when it's wrong. I'm not mentally ill, and there you have it. Hit like if you also think that I am not mentally ill, and if I only end up with 2 likes, I'll be really sad. And subscribe to the channel so that you can hear about how the other guys are also not mentally ill. Until next time, my friends, big love, have beautiful weeks, and I will talk to you in 7 days.